Horim saviv lo, Hashem saviv liyamai, me'atavi yadaylam.
Yerushalayim, Horim saviv lo, Hashem saviv liyamai, me'atavi yadaylam.
Shalom, my friends. Jesus, I don't know why you had to bring. I don't know why the salty language, but
that's a blessing for people I haven't seen in a long time.
Wow, I assume it's some Jewish holiday. So congratulations, everybody, on another great year.
You throw a fucking dart at a fucking calendar, you're gonna find one.
Yeah, they've had a lot of time to think about it.
It's all about famine and being forced out of countries. Yeah,
you don't make a holiday out of like a nice thing usually, because how many nice things happen when you're like, we need a day for this.
Arbor Day.
See, that's not a thing that happened. Yeah, I mean.
It was pretty good for us. Kind of sucks for a bunch of other people.
Most people probably didn't even really notice. I mean, that was just the day it got signed.
This is reminds me of something Rich Evans said recently, which I sometimes people say things that are so obvious that it makes me feel like such a moron. I want to die.
It's something you didn't know before. Yeah,
and or like an observation that makes a ton of sense. And the one that he said was that because they live in Wisconsin, I think they probably have this perspective. But the holidays are during the winter time, so that people don't kill themselves. Because they're like, oh, we've got all these shiny lights and everyone's giving each other presents and getting together to do stuff, so that they don't kill themselves because it's cold and miserable, and it's going to be cold and miserable.
It's because you have to be inside with your family, so you need stuff to
exactly.
do. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And it's like I had never even considered it.
Yeah, there's a reason they're kind of clustered there.
Yeah, no, I'm like Thanksgiving and Christmas so close together, and it's like, yeah, just so that people get through the 1 month.
Yeah,
it's like
you have the harvest. You have the harvest, and then you have a month after the harvest where you can eat again. Because you don't have to feel bad about eating more of the harvest that you barely have any of left.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a mind blower for me. Because I've never known anything other than like relative comfort in my entire life. So that was where I'm like, God damn, Rich Evans, you got me thinking, bro. This beautiful, lovely performance that we've just listened to by the Miami Boys Choir. Here are some prominent soloists and alumni of the Miami Boys Choir. You ready for this shit?
Please hit me with it.
I would like to go on record and say, I am not. These are just silly names. Okay?
You are not making up Key and Peele.
No,
you're not making up silly Jewish names.
And I say all of these with the utmost respect. I got Yitzy Spinner.
No fucking way.
I got No Cum Stark. I got Shloimi Dax.
There's no fucking way. Dude.
How about let's go for a little bit more conventional. How about Mordecai Shapiro? Let's give it up for Mordecai.
That's a pretty cool name, actually.
Airy Goldwag.
Goldwag. Whoa. That tricked me in the last syllable.
Yeah, had me in the first half.
I know.
How about Jakob Schwecki? Shweki spelled.
Let's get Shweki in here.
It's Shweki spelled Shwekey. Great name.
Nice.
How about Knockman Seltzer?
That's like a novelty musician.
Knockman Seltzer. That's great. That's just fantastic. Let's see if there's any other. I got Moshi Blisco. Yoshi Bender. Yoshi Bender.
These are either Orthodox Jews or like Wigger rap names.
This is in fact an Orthodox choir.
Well, yeah, I knew that, but
based on
hearing the names, they could go either. Yeah,
just based on the way that it is.
Mm-hmm.
There are many, and they're all pretty funny. But my favorite one by far is Yitzy Spinner. That's just,
fucking
come on,
unreal.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Yeah, my friend and business partner, who is a Jewish man, knew he had Orthodox cousins growing up, and he describes being Orthodox as just the worst shit ever. It's sucking total ass and being completely unfun. And everybody that he knew with Orthodox was extremely awkward and no fun to kick it with at all. And you have to go hang out with his Orthodox cousins and stuff during holidays. And not trying to dog anybody here, but like I think most people have like relatives that are like, this is the uncool relative family where we go over to hang out. And like, I mean, I had it growing up where it's like, these are my Catholic cousins, where I'd go over to their place and like their entire basement was decked out from fucking head to toe in religious iconography. Like their entire basement was painted, like all the walls were painted with religious bullshit.
That's
like
kind of sick.
It was not like hype religious shit like Old Testament. It was like children's Bible shit. And this was when they were in their teens. So yeah, anyway.
Can orthos can they drink? Are they no drinking?
Orthodox? I think the Jews, I think they always find a way. They're so good at finding ways around shit. You know about like
orthos
Sabbath
are
Boy?
the ones. No, the orthos are the ones that actually follow the rules, though.
Let's see, because I follow the rules. They always find ways to subvert it. Let's see.
Apparently, there's an obligation to drink on Purim, assuming there is one. I don't know. I guess some years there's not Purim.
Controlled drinking. So.
Okay, so they can.
Yeah.
They can party a little bit. Maybe.
Do ultra-Orthodox Jews drink wine? Let's see. Most do, unless they, for some reason, they cannot. Okay, yeah, so it seems like a lot of them will drink during holidays and stuff, and then weddings. What is Purim?
It's one of them holidays. I'm gonna Google what Jewish holiday is now.
Yeah, which one isn't it, dude?
I started typing what Jewish, and the first suggestion is what Jewish holiday is today.
I think Quora is starting to. I think that Quora might finally start and be stepping their game up, because this is a really funny reply to this question. Do Orthodox Jews drink wine? Oh yeah, baby. They fuck their brains out too. Why do you think the average family size is 7.1? Some years ago, I painted a portrait of an Orthodox couple's children. The wife had been Hasidic, the husband Catholic, and they settled on Orthodox as a compromise. One day, the husband asked me if I wanted to smoke a joint, and I asked, "Are you allowed to do that?" He said, "Yes." I checked with.
I think I thought Hasidic Jews and Orthodox Jews were the same.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, the Orthodox. They're on some other shit. They're not. Nobody kicks it with them. No, they don't kick it with anybody else either.
Oh, Orthos are the more hardcore ones?
No. I'm sorry. The Hasidic Jews are.
Those are the ones in New York that everyone gets mad at.
That's a really,
the street.
really lame hang, frankly.
Okay.
Yeah, no. So apparently, pot is kosher, and those Orthos, they be fucking doobying up, bro.
Yeah, they do find exceptions. Damn. 2 days ago, January 17th, was Tu B'Shevet.
Tu B'Shevet?
Yeah.
We learned about, and again, this is not. I'm not trying to go after anybody. I'm just I'm an
Pussy.
observer. But I remember, like, do you remember when did you? What grade did you come to my school in? When did you move?
Third.
Were you third?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, were you were in school when we learned about all of the religious holidays and shit, right?
Oh God, I don't remember learning about that. I don't know.
I remember eating latkes. I remember learning basically every.
What?
We learned about Kwanzaa and Hanukkah, and during Hanukkah we ate latkes at one point. It was pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, I don't think I did that. I learned those holiday. I mean, I don't know if I learned them in school. I learned them from somewhere, TV or something.
Huh. Yeah, maybe it was even earlier than that then.
You could have eaten Jewish holiday food, and they just went with the fucking potato with the hash brown. I mean, I get that that's probably the only thing kids are gonna eat, but just fucking.
What are you? Yeah, you're gonna bring out gefilte fish? Like,
I know,
it's not a crowd pleaser.
Apparently, it's not very. It doesn't have much taste at all.
At the time, all I was eating was ketchup and bread and cheese. Like I wasn't ready for any of that shit. If you brought in fermented food, I was gonna vomit all over the place. I'd already pissed myself going into the day.
Yeah, gefilte fish that's a steep difficulty curve. Go from chicken nuggies to actually they're kind of like just fish nuggies.
What I've heard about gefilte fish from Mark is that he did not care for it. He was not a gefilte fish guy. Matzo ball soup apparently delicious.
Oh yeah, I bet that's good.
And then obviously lox is fucking litty titty, obviously.
Speaking of foreign customs, I've returned from my trip to the South.
Oh yes, you were in.
I went down
to
Georgia.
Country. Yes.
I went down to old Georgia.
How did that go?
It was okay. I was brought down there for work, but really just for like a party, basically, to meet people. I was under the impression that a lot of people from my job were like living very far away, but it turns out I'm the only one who's like from out of state.
Oh my God.
I guess everyone else works remote, but they're all from there. So I was under the impression that everyone was just.
That probably called a lot of attention to you.
But now I feel weird, yeah. And also they told me they would like reimburse me for like the plane tickets and the hotel and everything, but I made all the reservations like 2 days before I left. So I'm now putting it off because I don't want to send them a bill for $1,400. But yeah, I went down there, and I can never like sleep the night before I fly because I have too much nervous energy, and also I'm not prepared enough. So I always just like end up pulling an all-nighter. So I just like cleaned my whole house and did a bunch of laundry and shit. And so like went to the airport on no sleep, and everyone, and I had checked like the weather, but then that morning before I left, I was talking to people at work, and they were talking about like, oh yeah, just how about you're gonna be delayed by any of that awful weather? And I was like, what? What? Huh? I don't think so. So I fly down there, and what happened? I touched down. I feel like everything's normal, and then I get to the car rental counter, and I get through the process of renting this car. Last car, turns out, by the way. So even though I had a reservation, they ended up charging me twice as much.
Wait. What?
I know.
Every time I've ever rented a car and they ran out of other cars, they just gave me their car at the same price. They've never charged me more for a rental because they fucked up.
They charged me more. I don't know.
What the fuck?
I was not in a position to really ask.
I see.
Because I was like, so then, yeah. And the other thing was that the lady was like, yeah, just be careful. It's because there's tornadoes. And I went, what?
Oh, cool.
and she said like, yeah, there's a bunch of them. And I was like, a bunch? There's more than one? So yeah, apparently there was a huge fucking storm that was like rolling in just beat it as we landed. So I was like, planes were getting like diverted from other airports to this airport. It was Augusta, by the way, not Atlanta, Georgia, Augusta. So, which is smaller than I thought. It has like a really tiny airport with only like 6 terminals.
Well, I mean, when you've got Atlanta, which is the busiest airport in the entire planet, then yeah,
glad
makes
I didn't
sense
have to
that
go
it'd be
to
smaller.
Atlanta. So, like I am looking very much forward to just getting in this rental car, driving to my hotel, which is a 20-minute drive away, and getting some food on the way, and then passing the fuck out because I haven't slept in 30 whatever hours. So I get, like, as I'm like walking out to my car, my boss texts me, or actually, no, it was before I landed, I think. He was like, yeah, text me when you land. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And he was like, yeah, we'll go get a drink. And I'm like, fuck, god damn it. I don't want to go get a drink alone with my boss. It's just I'm not good at that. But I get in the car and I'm like, I guess I have to do this. So I call him. He doesn't answer. I'm like, fuck yeah. So I start driving to the hotel. And as I'm as I'm pulling out of the airport, the first thing that happens is my GPS completely stops working altogether, and the sky fucking opens up and starts dumping rain.
Oh man!
And then it's raining really hard. I'm like, okay, whatever. In the back of my head, I'm still like, there's no one's on the roads, and it is like, I mean, it's not it's like a Thursday, but it is only like 6 p.m. There's no one on the roads at all, and there's this very ominous, like, people mentioning tornadoes, and I'm kind of like, I feel cut off because I just haven't been on like the internet all day or really in communication with anyone. So I'm driving, and then this huge gust of wind blows like a bunch of shit across the road, and then I look up, and there's this cloud that is clearly like, it's like not a tornado, but it's like I just look up, and there's a distinctive cloud that is like shaped like going down towards the horizon. I'm like,
You and I have lived parallel experiences. I have been in this exact same place before.
And
I think I've talked about it, but I'll go on.
And my GPS is not fucking working at all, and I can't figure out why. And I keep looking up at the sky, and I'm like, this guy's fucking green. Oh no, I know what that means. This is fucking a nightmare.
Oh yeah.
And it's raining so hard, and I don't know where I am. And I just like kept being like, holy shit, like I've never in my life thought for a second that I would ever have to actually worry about a tornado. It's never crossed my mind once.
Why would you?
I have nightmares about tornadoes. I think, you see videos of them. Never once thought like, well, I should have like a plan, or I should not. I've never prepared mentally. I've never gone over any type of tornado scenario.
Well, have you seen Twister?
Yeah, and that didn't help. I mean, that does not. That didn't. I feel like that did not prepare me.
You drive into it and you get excited about it. I don't know what exactly you're supposed to do other than that. You adopt the Bill Paxton-ish sort of mentality, perhaps even Hawk-Morian.
I was thinking like it's probably safer to be in a car than anywhere else, right?
You should be screaming, "We got greenage! We got serious greenage!"
Yeah, even if I found greenage funny, I feel I was not in a position to be. I was not joking around.
I'm going into the suck zone.
Yeah.
So what became of you? What obviously are here.
I ended up. I pulled over into a gas station and got my GPS to just like kind of work for like a second so that I could get these steps, like the step-by-step directions to get to the hotel. And then I just had those up on my phone so I could just read them and do what it said. Got to the hotel, checked in, but I was so hungry that I was like, I got to go back out. So there was the craziest part actually was the lightning, because it was like full on like huge streaks of lightning going straight down to the ground in front of me as I was driving.
Oh my god!
like lightning strikes, not not in intercloud lightning, like lightning strikes.
Have you taken any stimulants before this point?
Yeah, I mean, I had pulled an all-nighter. I had to be fucking. I was wired.
That is a dicey situation to be in.
I was fucking swerving all over the road trying to look at my phone,
like fucking mile a minute. Fucking like that must
wipers on full in a car that I'm totally unfamiliar with. I'm in like a new Corolla.
Oh my God. It's like locking up its brakes on it's like we've detected dangerous.
Actually, that Corolla was surprisingly unannoying. I actually kind of liked it. I think it was like a brand new. I think it might have been like a 22 or something. But yeah, so I get to the hotel, and like as I'm like looking out the window, and I'm like, I wait a few minutes for the rain to die down. It's not dying down at all. I keep seeing these crazy lightning strikes like not very far away, and I'm like, I'm fucking driving to Chick-fil-A. So I drive to Chick-fil-A, which is only like half a mile down the road. I'm in like a part of town with a ton of hotels and like just fast food and shit. And I get to the Chick-fil-A. I go through the drive-through. I get 2 chicken sandwiches and an order of fries. Surprisingly inexpensive. Only $12 for 2 sandwiches. I feel like up here you get a normal fast food meal. One sandwich, 1 fry. It's like $12 automatically. And then I also had planned. I went to a liquor store because you're in a hotel, you're traveling.
Nothing to do. You got to watch TV. You got to watch hotel TV and then fucking drink booze.
I did not. I was watching streams on my phone, but yeah, same principle. And the liquor store was scary. I thought I wasn't in a very rough part of town, but the liquor store was rough. There was like a guy just like revving his like sporty drift looking car just in the parking lot of this.
Well, I had the
this
same
liquor
fucking
store.
experience in Louisiana. When I was in Louisiana, the liquor stores were scary. I went into one, and there was the dude who was working. And then his friend that was just hanging out with him, like on the other side of the counter, and they both watched as we went and got our wares, and like it like whenever somebody's just hanging out with their friend who's at work, I'm fucking wigging. I never liked that shit.
Yeah, I like when I pulled in, the dude like revved his engine real loud, and I was like, is that for me? Did I do something wrong? What the fuck is that guy's problem?
Do I in a drag race right now? Are we racing? Are we about to? Is this the Drift King? Are we about to go do some fucking blur shit or some split second shit where we're gonna drive through this tornado? Are we about to have environmental destruction? Yeah, this is a
Levolution.
Yeah,
we're about to get some Levolution in here.
Oh my God, it's 2011. What the fuck? Yeah. What did you get from the liquor store?
I just got like a bottle of Evan Williams, which I drank all of in the weekend.
Well, it goes down so easy. We do have to mention we are sponsored by Evan Williams.
1783 small batch. No, and I walked into that liquor store, and it was like all the fridges, the lights were out. It was like messy, stuff stacked everywhere. Then there's like a really like gruff looking old lady just sitting behind the counter. But man, when I got back to my hotel room and I had a backpack full of booze and Chick-fil-A, that was the most bliss I've experienced possibly ever. I've never been more satisfied with myself. And I got a bunch of candy out of the vending machine in the hallway and just ate that for dessert. And then I passed out so fucking hard and slept for 10 hours. And then for my company thing, we went to a driving range, like an adult game, like Top Golf.
You went to a Top Golf.
Went to Top Golf, adult game fun golf.
Corporate event venue.
Yeah.
Corporate event venue golf flavor.
And I overdressed for Top Golf. So then after that was over, stopped back by the hotel, changed into more casual clothes, went back to the banquet, like the dinner we were having. Everyone was dressed like I was previously that afternoon, so I just reversed it.
God.
I was fucking.
It's like, man, Declan.
Luckily, I
Declan likes to show up. He likes to he likes to show up kind of casual, you know. But then you think about it, and it's like, oh no, he's dressed pretty snappily for this cop golf guy. You can't place the guy, you know. He's just so dynamic. He's a dynamic guy.
Maverick. Yeah. Shit. What was I gonna say?
Top golf banquet.
Yes. So. Oh yeah. So you mean? Luckily, I didn't care because I had just been drinking all day. And then I got one beer, and I was like, "Yes, that's perfect camouflage," because they just think it's the one beer. and then I wanted to do this. So actually they had two things at the dinner. One was a magician, which was awesome. They hired a magician to walk around and do card tricks at people's tables, and he was doing card tricks, and he had me write my name down on a card, and he saw my name and he goes, "What's your name?" I told him, and he goes, "Are you from around here?" And I go, "No." But I don't think that's like I'm like I don't think that, I guess it's not really what you're asking, but I'm not, so I'm still American. And he, like, the magician's hands were visibly shaking very like a lot, and he, to the point where like he had to acknowledge it. He like made a joke about it. And then he goes like, "Yeah, I need a drink." And I was like, "Oh, this is now uncomfortable."
No, seriously, I need one. I'm dying. If I don't have one soon, my horrible addiction will get the better of me, and it'll be over.
Withdrawals.
He goes to a payphone. And he calls his sponsor.
I know. Yeah. The cards aren't working.
It's not working anymore. I'm not strong enough. You are strong enough. Magic Mark, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Magic Mike.
Brian the Brilliant. It's like, you are strong enough.
Yeah, he just reports to an even more silly dressed, more decked out magician with like a bigger beard.
Magicians in AA report to mimes. And then in mimes, they can't say anything about they can't talk about their struggles, so it's kind of a problem, really. Mimes going to AA would be pretty horrible. They have to keep everything bottled up. Anyway.
All alcoholics have to keep things bottled up. Heyo.
It's like, you know, all these years you've been bottling up what's really going on inside. This makes me think of Infinite Jest, but go on, please tell me more.
I wanted to add, the other activity we did was trivia. We broke into groups and answered trivia questions. And my group would have won if we'd gotten one more question, which we almost got multiple times, but I kept having the right answer but not being confident enough to be like, let's go with this. So I would like throw something out there like, yeah, it's something like this. And
okay,
then I'd be like,
who was this?
And it was like it was like the first thing I thought every time. And I just kept second guessing myself. So I wanted to ask you some of these.
Go ahead.
So, one that was great, which you will know, is this is when living up here came in handy. They asked which is the one Great Lake that does not border Michigan.
Does not border Michigan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know that shit.
You don't?
No, I let's see. I have no idea. Which one doesn't border Michigan?
It's the one we live next to. That's Ontario.
Erie does?
Oh, Ontario. Ontario, the one that's farthest, east.
Okay, all right. I'm 0 for 1.
Okay,
I'm over. Let's go.
Okay, here's an interesting one. That I in the original Top Gun.
Yes.
What ocean does the opening scene take place over? You know how it writes like the location on on the screen, like the words.
Pacific Ocean.
No.
Where is it?
It's the Indian Ocean.
Indian Ocean?
And my first thought was they wouldn't say Pacific Ocean because that's too vague and general. They wouldn't need to specify it. So it's probably some like weird foreign thing. So I was like, it's probably like the Indian Ocean, but I don't know why they would be there. So I
Okay. I'm 0 for 2. All right, looking good.
Okay. This one I did get right. We did because we didn't have any other ideas. I threw this one out there. I did get it correct. What auto manufacturer's name is Latin for literal Latin for I roll?
I roll. Latin for I roll. The thing is that all these motherfuckers. I just have to deduce which ones aren't names because all of them are names. Ford is a
People's
name.
names, yeah.
Let's see.
What do you?
I guess I'll. I mean, I think Chevrolet is a name, but I'm gonna go with Chevrolet. What is it?
Chevrolet. Chevrolet sounds more French to me. I don't know.
Nah.
I know no, Volvo.
Volvo.
Volvo. Yeah.
Oh wow. Volvo is a.
Because I was thinking of, like, Latin has a lot of V's, and also like volition, which refers to yourself, and like Volvo could be, vo could be I.
If I had a pen and paper and just wrote them down, I would be able to deduce. But I can't. I'm too dumb. I'm 0 for 3. Are those the 3 that you had for me?
No, I have one more. This one was the most painful because I threw out an answer and nailed it, and then did not commit. And the trick is to not overthink this one. You have to name that band.
Okay.
Don't listen to my keystrokes. Okay. Yeah, he just played the song. So, do you know what song this is? Or what band?
Could you whisper in my ear the things you want to feel? I'll give you anything.
No, absolutely not. I have no idea what the song this is. Nope.
I was like, that's some 90s alt rock band like the Goo Goo Dolls or something. It's a fucking Goo Goo Dolls.
Damn. So you went fucking 4 for 4?
Well, that wasn't every question. There were some I didn't know.
Yeah. No, I didn't have any of those. That is. I mean, the Great Lakes one. I don't even know that I could name more than 2. I just never think about it.
Really?
Like that's never been something I've cataloged in my brain.
Huh.
I don't think about them at all. I mean, no, never thought about it for even a second, really. I think of them as the one body, as the Great Lakes, and then I just discard it entirely. I don't.
I see. I always want to know which one's the deepest, so I look it up, and I just end up learning their locations.
No, that's not the way my brain works at all. Like that's not at all anything that I've ever been interested in.
Yeah.
I'm only interested in like 2 things, which are
winter and
which are
anime.
the following, which are paint chip colors and and I have a slot for one other thing, and then that's constantly rotating. So the current one in rotation is Magic the Gathering. That's the second.
That's a big
slot.
One. Yeah.
Is MTG.
That takes up a lot. That's a big slot.
Yeah, so I had to push out Ontario and Erie and whatever the other lakes are for things like
Superior.
Things like Soul Ring. No, see, I'm thinking about Urza and Mishra and the Brothers War. I'm thinking about the recent Baldur's Gate collaboration that they had. I'm thinking about the fact that the My Little Pony.
You should get into Warhammer instead. Warhammer seems cool.
There are, as a matter of fact, there are Warhammer MTG cards, and
well, yeah, I'm sure there are.
MTG is fucking nuts, but Warhammer sounds cool too. I just don't like. I don't want to go to a store and hang out with people at a store.
Sure.
That's where Warhammer events happen.
I see.
I am more of a hero clicks guy anyway, because I don't want to play with Thrawn the Destroyer. I want to play with Spider-Man.
Of course.
Because he's Peter Parker behind the mask, and you can take the mask off and see it.
You lost me. You've left me in the dust.
Because you can look at Peter Parker's face and be like, wow, a beautiful baby boy from Queens.
He's just some kid.
He's no older than my son. We gotta. Okay. Anyway,
A couple more observations about my trip to the South.
Sure.
First of all, literally,
I hope these ones don't make me feel stupid.
Literally, what's the deal with airport food? But really, though, I'm fucking trying to find something to eat at the airport, and it's like this is women's fault. I'm not afraid to say this, okay? Because I am sitting at the gate. I have like 2.5 hours. I want to eat something just out of boredom.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not thinking about being hungry while I'm browsing my phone. And like every place sucks and is way overpriced. But the place right next to me is... I don't want to eat something messy because it's just inconvenient. I'm going to get stuff all over me, you know?
Yeah.
If I don't find a place to sit and I have to like eat it just in a chair. So I want just like a bowl of something. And there's bowl places. And there's one right next to me. It's a Mediterranean like bowl establishment. And it's got, it seems good. I look online, it's got good ratings. It's like you get a bowl of shredded lamb and shit and like 18 things that I've never heard of, like a bunch of like couscous and like mashed like some kind of eggplant.
I love couscous.
What's the other, speaking of Jewish foods, what's the like the other thing that has a silly name like gefilte fish but not gefilte fish? It's like I don't know. But then I start to walk over because I'm just going to order a bowl and eat all that stuff. And I walk over and it's like, it's fucking Chipotle style. They have 800 different buckets of shit. And I know that I'm going to order something and they're going to ask me about every single individual one. And I immediately was like, no, fuck that. I'm not doing this. I'm not going to have them ask me if I want 25 different foreign words and have me just like decide, like just have who demands that amount of choice and variety. You eat in an airport because you have to. This is insane.
Put 4 items into a bun and let me eat it, please. Just make the decision.
Have it come away, and then if I want it different, I'll order it that way. But just have shit on the menu like this is how we give it to you. I'm not having you ask me if I want, Israeli couscous. It's like I know if I want that. You, like, come on.
There are in the entire airport. There are 7 people that know what that means, and they're all behind the counter. So I don't give me that kind of control. It's all Americanized bullshit anyway.
If I like just guessed at what I wanted, I would end up with like a bowl of like just, a bunch of leaves for $15.
Yeah, probably pretty good leaves though.
Yeah.
And the thing is that they're rare leaves. I mean, my big problem with airport food is that the lines are so fucking crazy. Every time I think about eating in an airport, which I go out of my way to make sure I'm stuffed out of my mind before I get on a plane because I hate eating at airports. I loathe it. Every time I need to eat somewhere, the line is fucking 80 people deep at every single establishment, regardless of quality.
Wasn't that bad? I was in D.C. It wasn't that bad when I was there. Like every place was like you could get in anywhere pretty much under like a minute.
No,
I ended up just getting Five Guys.
Ooh, that's pretty good. I mean, you probably paid $90 for it, but
yeah, 17.
That's like only a $2 markup, really. It's
that's no drink, but yeah.
Oh, no drink. Ooh. Yeah, that's bullshit. Have you tried going through airports drunk? It helps a lot. It really does help if you're trashed.
Yeah, when I went there that morning, I was, but I couldn't keep it up through my flight and connection and everything because it worn off.
You can bring the little mini bottles, and they don't want you drinking them on the flight. But if you go to the bathroom, then you can just kind of, bring a couple.
Crank
in your
one out.
pocket.
You can drink a bunch of vodka. Yeah, Baba Ganoush. That's what I was thinking. That's a funny name.
I don't know that I've ever come while on a plane before, but I'll think
No,
about
of course not. People do that. That's the fucking craziest shit. Dudes go into the bathroom and jerk off on a plane. It's like so psychotic.
Well, I'm about to go on a fucking 18-hour flight.
Oh,
Let me
God,
at least
it's
consider.
in
Let me
that long of a
consider it.
chunk. That's, I mean, yeah, you might have to just for the sake of the other passengers.
I'm sure everybody else will understand.
You're gonna start, if you don't, you're gonna start secreting pheromones, and it's gonna become a sex plane.
Two more things real quick. Before, because I feel like we certain point we need to talk about anime, but
Yeah.
one. Okay, so let's do the first one, which is in the topic of horniness on airplanes. Tim and I went on a trip with the environmental club while we were freshmen in high school, and that trip was a Grand Canyon trip, which was like a fucking 10-day long trip. We were on buses going across the entire West. Unbelievable, ridiculous trip, especially for the amount of money we paid.
Mm-hmm.
But on the trip back, I was seated next to one of the teachers that was on the trip, who was a gym teacher. And he was the gigantic one. He was fucking like a giant man. He was probably like 6'5" and 250 pounds. And I was seated next to him on the flight back, and I fell asleep on the plane, and when I woke up on the plane, I had one of the hardest boners of my entire life. And that was, there's no way he did not notice the fact that I had a giant boner.
Were you in what? You in gym shorts?
I was in cargo pants. But you know what? But this was, as I recall, one of the most turgid boners of my entire life.
Usually pants should be able to, unless it got flipped over so that it's pointing straight up. If the pants are pressing down on it in any way, usually you're good, I thought.
I remember this was a young man's boner, where it was
broke through the pants.
I woke up and I'm like, there's no way this motherfucker didn't notice the fact that my cat just fell. Well, I'll let you think about that one for a little bit, Happy. But anyway, yeah. I woke up and I had the fucking hardest boner of my entire life, and there's no way he didn't notice. That's a traumatic experience. And then fucking yesterday, I woke up and I had a dream about this one girl that I know vaguely. She's the sister of a friend of mine. And I in the dream she was being really fucking weird, and she had brought me a book, and she's like, "Oh, I brought you this book if you like to read it." And she's sitting on my bed next to me, and I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And I opened the book. And then later that day, I told Mark about this dream while we were working. And then later that day in the evening, she put a post up on Instagram with the caption, "Have you been dreaming about me?" I swear to fucking God, she put up a post about "Have you been dreaming about me?" as a joke. Literally fucking within 12 hours of me waking up after dreaming about her. It is one of the weirdest fucking experiences of my life.
Why would she say that? I don't get why would you say, "Have you been?"
Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find the context here. Right? Is it right? Why would she fucking say that?
Was that the only text in the? Was there a picture with it or what?
Let's see. I'll see if I can find it. There were pictures with it. Yeah. So it was her somewhere looking hot, and
I mean, he probably just told her.
There's no way. They don't know each other like that. They don't have that sort of they've met once, dreaming about me, and then there's it was fucking bizarre. So that waked me out a little bit. That's all I got. Nothing interesting been happening. I cut my cat's nails too close.
Ooh.
Yesterday, because he fidgeted while I was cutting him, and I cut the cuticle or whatever it's called. And I felt really bad about it, but he seems to have forgiven me.
That's rough.
All right, you ready to talk about some anime?
The last thing I wrote down is that best thing about the South was that I got the breakfast at the Holiday Inn, standard hotel breakfast, but they had biscuits and gravy because it's the South.
Yes, that's
and it
true.
was like, and it was good as fuck. Even though it was like even a mediocre hotel biscuits and gravy is nice as hell, especially in the morning.
Especially when you're hungover.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I was also drunk, so it was fine.
Drunk and hungover at the
Well,
same time.
yeah, yes. Although also minus points because they had a tube of cereal that was labeled Frosted Flakes. I pour a bowl of it, start eating. It's definitely Raisin Bran, like unsweetened Raisin Bran.
They tricked you,
motherfuckers.
It's like you're not my mom. How dare you trick me? Like
I know
this?
you're putting blended carrots in my soup. And so I had to take a bunch of the coffee sugars and just dump them into my cereal bowl.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go refill my drink and then we can get into our first show.
Okay.
Yeah.
My drink. Yeah, I'm glad there wasn't any tornadoes. Were there any other trivia questions? One of the questions, there was another company name question. It was a company whose name means chalk and oil.
Chalk and oil?
Yeah. That was a tough one.
Chalk and oil. No, I got it.
I forget what our guess was. I thought we had a decent guess, but we were totally wrong. It was Crayola.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Yeah, I'm generally pretty good at trivia, but I've been hit with a bunch of things that I should know, and I didn't get any of them. Now I feel really dumb. I'm going to this episode with my ego absolutely crushed by
I feel like the only one that's like kind of bad you didn't know is the Great Lakes one. Because you lived right near the very western edge of that lake, which you should have known is in Canada because we had to drive around it to get to Toronto. So you should know it's nowhere near Michigan. Whatever.
Yeah, I should. I've also been horrible with geography my entire life.
Oh yeah.
So like I've embraced my ignorance of geography. Ask me to draw the United States right now. Can't do it. Don't have it.
You think you could do the states? Okay. Could you like
I could name them all for sure. If you gave me a map and asked me to label them, I could do it.
Yeah. Okay.
But if I had to draw it from memory, no.
No. Well, yeah. I mean that's tough. I did a quiz that was like click on the state when you get the name, but no borders. So you have to click inside the state.
Okay. Yeah, you just have to start with one of the coasts. I think I would start. With the West Coast.
It gives you them as you don't get to pick which one you go with first.
Oh.
It just gives you like click on this state.
I
think. Well, actually, maybe you could skip them. I forget. But yeah, that was tough. But I got it after a few tries. The first anime show this season, which I can do quick. I watched it, but it's okay. It's a fast one. Trust me. It's called Koori Zokusei Danshi to Kuuru na Doryoku Joshi, the ice guy and his cool female colleague. I guess there was a pun in the original title too that they brought over. Maybe they just wanted to put the pun in. It's a manga adaptation by Zero G and Liber.
Are they both ice queens? But one of them is a guy.
Yeah. It's the formula here is two kuderes, two like kind of subdued emotions people, which doesn't work unless like they're both so autistic that it becomes funny to watch them like try, futilely to interact. Yeah. But instead they're just like very muffled personality people. And it's basically boner jokes, but it's like G-rated boner jokes, but not about boners. It's just the exact structure of a boner joke where he has this thing where anytime he gets emotional. He has a magic. He controls the weather. So when he feels something, it gets cold and it starts to snow. So then every time she talks to him or does something, he's embarrassed because it starts to snow and it gets cold. So it's basically
they're gonna milk this for an entire season.
His emotions are on his sleeve and oh boy. So that's the joke. And they're boring. They're two boring people. And at one point he says he wishes he had a cat. He can't have a cat because of his fucking thing or whatever. So she gives him her cat's whiskers, which I thought was fucking psychotic.
But she pulled them out?
I didn't know they fell out. She got them off like the floor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's still fucking weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. They have this
not
like
really...
they have this initial first encounter, but it's like not it's not like fantastical enough to be really interesting at all. It's just like they walk past each other and he's frozen there, but they're both just like monotone. There's nothing. I liked that her cat's name was Nyamero.
Good pun.
Yeah, there's other people that have powers. There's a fox girl. They work in an office together.
It's a concept that somebody throws out there where they're like, okay, what do we got for a romance anime? What if we had 2 ice queens and then they run it over? They're like, there's just not enough for 12 or 13 episodes of this.
Yeah, this would be like a mediocre gimmick for 2 side characters in a rom-com to have, you know? Like if every once in a while we had a scene with these 2 to break from the main story, you'd be like, okay, another cold guy bit. It's the whole show though.
Yeah, or like if it was a short.
Yeah.
I like the fox girl. She's cute.
Yeah. Also, their boss is clearly just Buddha. He's funny.
Yeah, this doesn't sound like enough for a real show to me. It's not enough,
it's quite boring. Yeah.
Glad I didn't watch that shit.
You're also. Wait, what order is this in? What the hell is this? Wait, what? What's happening? Am I sorting this weird? How about now? Okay, there we go. You also didn't watch Ningen Fushin.
Nope.
No Boukensha-tachi ga Sekai wo
Tell me what it is.
Desu. Adventurers who don't believe in humanity will save the world. They don't believe in humanity.
Oh, you better fucking believe in us. We exist, motherfucker.
Geek toys.
I'll show you. I'll show you how much we exist. Anybody who says humanity doesn't exist is gonna fucking get a talking to from me.
It's figurative.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just so stupid because I didn't know the fucking Great Lakes.
He's turning it on me. Oh, I get it. You treat me like the fucking retard, like you always do. 10 years from now. I'm just the guy who didn't know the Great Lakes, didn't know the Goo Goo Dolls. Oh, okay.
Always posing questions. Why don't you get your Volvo and go home? Fuck me. Oh, okay. Anyway.
That was.
But what are you telling me about more of this show that I didn't watch? Oh.
Tell me more about all the things in the universe that I don't know. Which is basically all of them. I get it.
Which is because it's an infinite universe that I can never understand the magnitude of. I'm just a fucking pea-sized little speck in the grand scheme of everything.
That was such a perfect amount of time for you to just hold in that resentment. just like just like because it wasn't very long at all. Holy shit, you're kind of fucking crazy.
That's me. That's me. Sorry, I'm fucking flailing about. I'm just so heated.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they don't believe in humanity.
Oh hell!
There's like it starts off. There's like this old guy narrator who sounds like he has been kidnapped. He's not like the wise old man narrator. Like he sounds like frail. And actually, the only good part of this show is that the main character's name is Nick. So they call him Niku. And he's in a guild, he's an adventurer. Then he gets dumped by his guild and by his girlfriend. So he becomes an idol otaku, and he's going to concerts and buying merch and stuff. And then we get this story of another character. The character is a witch girl, big hat witch girl, #1 of this season, and her fiance left her also, and she was upset about it. And oh yeah, there's her hat. This thing. I was confused by this frame. What the fuck is this castle thing? They just copy paste these assets. What is going on in there?
They got a lot of turrets on that bitch.
Is that what those are? That's just weird.
That is a very spiky castle. You think they would get about halfway
is
through?
It one
and be
castle? Is it like a fortress?
This is excessive because
like it's one building.
What are the spikes supposed to be doing? It's not like they're ornamental, of course, but it's right on the wall. This is completely
spikes
fucked.
don't look as good when they're so like uniform. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's supposed to highlight one area of a location that is of prominence.
Yeah, if everything is just spikes, it just looks like a Mega Man level.
And then there's also shit going on, like it's completely flat around. Like it's like they got like street lamps out there. Are people walking around as if it's like
it's in the middle of a
city, a promenade? I don't know. That's weird.
It's just bizarre design. So she fiance leaves her. Then she becomes a degenerate horse gambler. And then the third story is a medicine priest who works in this little village, and he has this little assistant girl who has a crush on him, and it's just the hunt. She lies. She accuses him of raping her, and he gets cast out of the village, and also becomes an adventurer. So they all meet up at this table, and they all get drunk and confide in each other. There's stories, and they all are cynical and jaded now. And then there's another character, but we don't get her story yet. She's like a dragon girl with a sword. I guess we'll learn it later. But yeah, I guess they're gonna team up. Yeah, it sucks. Suck my cock, dude.
Fucking, I would if I knew how, but I'm fucking too stupid to.
I would if I could, bitch. I like this.
I'm glad I
lady,
didn't watch
lady.
those two shows.
You're welcome.
Oh, look at the udders on that in lady. God damn.
Oh my good, yeah. Huh, do you come with the room? You're terrible at hanging pictures, though. What the fuck?
She's not an interior decorator.
Space them out a little bit, senorita.
Look, she didn't get the job because of her interior design skills.
No.
She got the job for other reasons entirely.
She selected default house from the menu. From the game menu.
Yeah, there's really okay, whatever. Fuck it. I'm not even gonna go on that. I'm too stupid to follow up on that joke anyway. my shtick for this whole episode is gonna be that my ego is damaged.
Keep going for the whole season. Just do the next 2 episodes.
I'll do that. Yeah. I'll have done a ton of research into the Great Lakes. I come back with a bunch of facts.
Oh yeah, next episode just keep dropping random trivia facts out of nowhere, and I'm just like, what? This show is almost as bad as the siege of Constantinople in 1412. Yeah, the leader of the army, and I'm like, what? What the fuck? What are you talking about?
Yeah. It's like if I were to compare the magnitude of the greatness of the show, I would only be able to compare it to the water volume of the Great Lakes in their totality, which is, as we know, of course, 5,439 cubic miles.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
anyway.
We both watched this one.
Okay.
Tensei Oujo to Tensai Reijou no Mahou Kakumei. The magical revolution of the reincarnated princess and the genius young lady. Fucking hell. I didn't even read that title when I copied and pasted it initially. God damn. Light novel, Dio Media. The first
Wait,
scene
there was a
is-
reincarnation in this?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about it.
Well, wait. No, the princess is I don't know if they. I mean, I either missed that or they have not brought that into the plot yet, which is weird.
I'm very confused.
This felt like they stretched 4 minutes into. How did they make this one boring? Why are they all so boring? How did they make this one?
This one was fucking weird. This
was crazy. It's just people talking for 20 minutes.
Well,
aren't the main characters talking.
We have the establishment of the main character, which is
dumb. It doesn't even make sense. It's like she's running from these dogs, and then a guy tries to help her, and then she does the like, "Hey, who said you could butt in? I could take care of myself," and then kills all the dogs. And it's like, well, why were you running then in that first shot?
I thought she was going to say something clever, where she was going to be like, "I've been rounding them up so that I could do my big attack on them."
She let them all back her into a corner against a wall, and then she decided to start fighting them.
And then she kills them one at a time, and like is talking to the dude while she's killing them, and the dogs aren't all attacking her at once. It's it's got me thinking about like generic mobs in general in anime and how like lame it is as a trope.
Mons.
Mobs. Yeah, like
Gotcha,
creature mobs. Yeah,
yeah,
like these.
Enemies.
Where it's like she's just killing them one at a time.
Goats. Yeah.
So we've immediately established there's no like real threat, but like, so we do that, and then we get sucked up into this.
Speaking of generic things, I've now cataloged this in my brain as like a thing I've noticed. I'm not even against this really, but very very noticeable now that I think about it. I feel like this is like everywhere. The slow motion shot of the skirt lifting during an acrobatic move, revealing a hidden weapon secured around the thigh, which is then brought out quickly for the next shot, which is not in slow motion. I was like, I'm going to notice that from now on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to notice that one.
Oh yeah, it's like we can't do full fan service. So here's a little bit of leg. But so we get that where we establish our princess character, where it's crazy that the princess doesn't want to behave like a princess and wants to go out, and she can't use magic. How crazy is it that in this magical world she can't use magic? We get a little bit of her desire she wants to fly or whatever, and then we go on to some other bullshit that I don't give a fuck about, which is this
people talking about marriage, politics.
Yeah, like these people are betrothed, and they're to be wed because their dads want them married or whatever. Fucking bullshit ass crap. I don't give a fuck about from antiquity when we had royals and shit. It's like this is good for the family if you marry this lady because they have these huge tracts of land.
Just do that in 2 minutes. I get the concept of an arranged marriage.
Boy, I think I understand the totality
so much
of
this episode.
I think I understand arranged marriage, and I think I might understand that it might not be pleasant being in an arranged marriage. I think I might be able to grasp the fact that people don't want to be told who they have to fucking marry.
Speak for yourself, pal. Maybe if you're maybe at certain IQ levels, but
Oh, I don't. No, you don't understand. It might be unpleasant for the other person, but Grug takes what he wants. And when Grug has brought a lady back into the cave, that's over. That's game over, dog. It's happening. I'm going Grug mode. This is 2023, the year of the Grug.
Mm-hmm.
But they sit and they're in like a cafe, and they're in like a courtyard or a cafe or something. And they're like, we're going to get married, and I don't love the arrangement. It's like we should make the best of it. And you could talk to other girls as long as you understand that we're going to get married. And he's like, you're a fucking cunt, or whatever he says. Anyway, you take.
I found it very difficult to even pay attention to what they were saying because I knew it was so not interesting. And we just like cut away from like seemingly our main character for a while, and there's a lot of talking, and then there's like a ball where the guy confronts the lady, and disengages her. Everyone's getting disengaged from this season. At this point, I was genuinely questioning who the main character was because it had been so long without bubbly dumb fuck witch girl. Which, by the way, she's a witch.
Fuck?
Where's her hat? She puts a wolf's head on at one point, but she doesn't have a big hat. It's bullshit.
Like, why did they do it like this?
It's
What?
fucking nonsense. It's like
And then she Deus Ex Machina's back into the fucking episode. She slides in the last 30 seconds to be like, "Here's the show now."
like if we had never seen her before, and like maybe they offhand mentioned her, and then there's like we have a really long, serious, dour episode. You could still make it entertaining at least. I'm not saying do it the same
What's the best
way,
part of the episode?
But have this like like drama, and then suddenly this girl that you heard about comes fucking crashing through the window to save everything and whisk our princess off to an adventureful life. Okay, I get that, but just having her be in the first scene, having her be action heroine, and then she just fucking pieces out. It's so weird.
I was baffled by the structure of this, and like the best part of the episode to me is the part of the episode where she's crashing in through a window and then fucking up this extremely dramatic like disengagement, which is, I mean, we've seen the Noble is disavowing his previous fiance thing before, of course. I guess. But having somebody just like crash in and then be like immediately understanding the situation and make a decision to take her away is
she didn't understand the situation like at all.
Well, no, she totally did. She puts it together.
Oh, she puts it together. Yeah, at first.
Yeah. And then she's like, okay, now that I put this together, I'm going to make the decision I'm going to save the day. Here we go. Mm-hmm. And then they leave together. That's funny. I think that there's like something to that. Especially if they're not even like, I mean, maybe they'll be romantically involved, but even if they're not, I think that there's humor in that where it's like, well, what the fuck do we do now that you think that you've solved my problem, but you've created an entirely new series of it, entirely new set of problems for me. But and the entire rest of the episode is so fucking boring, it's irredeemable. So
yeah, this is just not how you do this. I mean, it's crazy boring. I don't know how the fuck anyone let this happen.
They cocked it all up.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Pass.
Wait, which fucking? Oh, she also has a friend. Oh, that's confused me because it looks just like the friend from fucking Tomo-chan, but she also has like an angry long black-haired friend. The girl's cute.
Does.
That's, I guess, the screenshots will be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the one. Wait, let me get through the rest of these. Oh, there's that guy. I got a lot of. This show looks okay.
Yeah, that's not the problem for me. I have no issues with the production.
Okay, the one everyone cares about. Onii-chan wa Oshimai. Onimai, I think people are calling it the shortened version.
Yes.
Shit, you already know, cuh. You already know this one.
You already know about that
manga adaptation studio Bind, the based studio, the Mushoku Tensei fellas.
They know what the people want.
The ones who according to rumor have fights in the office about who gets to draw the lollies. Studio Bind.
Studio Bind and Torture. Here we go.
Studio BTK. Someone should call it. Just pretend it's like Japanese, like not know. It stands for beautiful, beautiful
titty cuddling. Okay.
Beautiful, yeah.
Tsundere.
Beautiful tender care.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Heaven's Gate Studio, I would be down with that.
What was Jim Jones's what was the name of his thing? Oh, the People's Temple? That's not as catchy.
No. Anyway, the Studio BTK presents
Onii-chan. Onii-chan is done for. Oh, and also to me, what was the most exciting part about this show was motherfucking Akira Watanabe storyboarding and unit directing. I talked about this on the last episode we did, but Akira Watanabe is the god, and he doesn't do too much anime work outside of like Monogatari. So he's doing stuff on this, and this is like, I could see why they got him now, or maybe this is a lot of his influence, but it's like it's like an old school otaku pandering animation focused show. You know, it's like one of those early 2000s, like, where it's just an excuse to have lots of movement and the fetish scenes show. You know, so we got the Switch Komugi guy. You know,
yes, this is what I'm looking for. Now I don't, and this is not to say that this is what I personally am into, but this is what I'm looking for.
I'm happy for the people who are into this.
This is
people who are into this stuff are. I'm kind of worried about them. I'm worried they're gonna have too much fun because they're on cloud fucking 9 right now with this show. I like it, but man, those guys are like. I saw a guy today post. I saw someone say, "What did I do in life to deserve this show?"
I watched this with a fucking big stupid grin on my face, laughing the entire time because I knew that somewhere, so there was a motherfucker who was just destroying his meat to this. This is
There's a guy whose dick hurts right now because of this show. Yes.
This is a 5 beller for somebody. This is a 4-alarm fire in their pants for some dude out there right now. And this is what I fucking talk about every season, where I want somebody to fucking do it. Go for it. Be gross. Be like truly unabashedly pandering and disgusting and like just really revel in the fact that the West isn't watching.
Motherfuckers think it's fan service when, you know, the girls' clothes get ripped off in Fire Force. This is some motherfucking fan service, dude. These guys are having fun.
This is like I am noticing this, which means that it must be pretty fucking out there. Where like I mean I gotta, again, this is not saying that I personally get off on this, but motherfucker, if there was in a scene where a girl's gotta pee and she isn't able to do it right away, you know, it's like there's a scene where a girl has to go to a bathroom and it's an endeavor, and that's something that somebody out there is looking for, and I appreciate the fact that they're getting what they want. Yeah,
it's one of those shows where it's like it's really just like a checklist of all the things that I really just I'm not into. But there's a specific type of horny that some guys are, where this is like everything to them. This is like everything they like.
Somebody is done. Somebody has been destroyed by this. They will never reach this height ever again. The first episode alone.
Yeah, someone's about to stop watching seasonal shows. They found their main.
It's a grail. It's somebody's grail for sure. We're like,
yeah.
I
think there's going to be a piss scene every episode. I've already confirmed there's only 3 episodes out. There are multiple piss scenes. Not all of them take place in a bathroom.
Oh,
it's just going to keep happening.
Thank God. Thank God somebody understands. Because I thought it was a lost art.
It has not since Kiss Sis, or what was the last P thing?
The last great piece of
there's probably
related media.
There's definitely some P in like what was it, Monster Test? What the fuck was the name of that show?
The one where they fuck all the creatures.
Yeah, the weird monster.
The last great piece of animation released in the world.
Interspecies Reviewers. That's what it was.
The last great piece of piss related art the world had produced was Piss Christ, which was that one piece of art the guy had where he had a jar of piss and put a crucifix inside of it. This is on that level. I think
this far surpasses Piss Christ.
I want, again, it should be in every episode. Every episode should be the same. Every episode should be basically identical, I think, but we just go through new variations on the same. It should be the Endless Eight, but with different. The only scenes that change are the piss scene.
I know, yeah. There's a lot of animators credited on this. I think they worked on it for like all of or most of 2022. They were into this. It's a guy gets turned into a girl, into a small girl. They draw her. There's fetishes in here that I don't even know the name of. They draw her weird in a way that I don't even recognize. She has weird, super lanky alien hands and feet. They keep showing her hands and feet, but they're super weird. They're like that guy with that genetic deformity where he has the really, really long palms and fingers that make him look like an alien. And her body's like a rectangle, but they put everyone's body has like these weird like stretchy lines on them, like they're wearing someone else's skin. And I'm like, this is like the best thing ever to some guy who is like so horny that it's probably destroyed his life in some way. there's guys who like have people who don't talk to him because of how horny they are.
Yeah.
Are watching
they sweat
this,
a lot.
And
they sweat a lot, and they can't
yes,
control it.
Absolutely.
They have gone through every clinical brand of antiperspirant that exists, and none is strong enough to deal with the amount of flow they got going on.
This show made me think of those guys who I don't even think this is like a orientation or like a being gay thing, but there's those guys who like want to jerk off together. But
that's
not
called
like
that is gooning. That is gooning.
What gooning
yes.
is? I thought gooning was just jerking off in general. Okay, that's what gooning is. Okay.
Gooning, I believe gooning is. I think people goon together. I think gooning incorporates.
I think people who call it gooning definitely are guys who want to do it together.
I learned about this recently.
Oh, see, Wiktionary says it's a form of masturbation that involves edging for a long time.
Gooning with other people.
Urban Dictionary says it's becoming completely self-absorbed with your penis and masturbation. So yeah, we're like that is what I'm talking about, but that's not necessarily doing it together. But guys who goon are like always like looking for other dudes to goon together. They're like they're like online just being like, anyone want to fucking jerk off? Like not touch each other, just want to jerk off in the same room, like over the same picture. It's fucking crazy. It's like That's like something so is wild about your brain.
I'm glad that we get to experience this vicariously, because it's the rush that I got watching this is basically unparalleled. Because again, like I've never been. It's actually perhaps the most empathetic I've ever been in my entire life. where I will
it's
never
like watching
experience...
a Make-A-Wish kid video.
Yes, yeah. It's like watching a Make-A-Wish kid video, or like somebody has a 3-legged dog. You know, I get a charge off of the fact that somebody else is, and like these people do deserve to have content made for them. Why don't they get to experience what they're looking for? Who am I to say no? No one's being hurt here. This is gross ass bullshit for one type of motherfucker, and I'm glad it's fucking getting made. God damn it! And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of the fact that I'm happy for these people.
It's so fun when like once in a blue moon where like, because it's based on a manga, so like people are like artistically comparing it, but then just the total opposite of the norm for everything else ever is I'm seeing people going like, not only did they adapt this scene, they didn't skip it, they made it more horny. They made it work. They
injected horniness that wasn't there.
Yeah, they fucking they fucking added like more.
Let me think about just scenes off the top of my head that raised flags. Let's see. There's of course, that she's got to pee, but she doesn't know how to. Or he, I guess, has got to pee and doesn't know how to right away.
Yeah. Well, the first thing she does is take
instantaneously
her panties off.
Instantaneously taking panties off.
Tries to jerk off, but can't.
Which
So
I don't
that's-
understand why she can't. I don't understand. She's concerned
because she
that
doesn't
she might
because
die.
she can't jerk off to girls because she's not attracted to them anymore. She doesn't want to jerk off to guys, for obvious reasons. So
Oh God, because there's a whole other perspective on this, which is the dude that wants to like being so obsessed with this particular kind of thing that you wish you could be a little girl. Like
oh yeah, there's a lot of that.
That is like it's just an angle I had never even considered. But that's the brilliance of it to me is like it's appealing to people that I didn't even know existed. It's like it's perfect. It's perfect. It's crystalline. It's pure. It is the truest piece of media ever.
Folks, and now it's time for us to take a quick break to bring you Scumbag Steve's muscle car of the day. Today's muscle car is the 2002 Pontiac Trans Am W6S. Thank you, Steve. I get it, Trans Am for this show.
That's very funny.
Ew. Damn, that thing's fucking, yeah. It's got so much air intake.
So let's see.
Folks, thank you for joining us. That has been Scumbag Steve's muscle car of the day, of the week. What do you say? Today.
Last time Ethan how are you going to call on my brainstorm when you know I'm in an ego low right now because I'm stupid?
By the way, another fetish that I feel like this show caters to is like wanting to be dumb. like wanting to have your brain destroyed and just be like a weird little fuck toy thing.
Well, yeah, that was another thing.
Wanting to have your brains literally fucked out. That's definitely a phenomenon.
Well, like to have a life that is so simple that all you have to do is play. Like your big problem is I'm not attracted to ladies anymore, and I have to play erotic games.
Yeah,
like I have to play BL games, like these like fake sorts of drama. Like it's like we went on a run and my titties hurt because I have breasts now. and it's like I was looking around at my surroundings in the box that I live in, and I'm like, this might be, if to an outside observer, one of the most pathetic moments of my entire life, where I'm watching this complete like fetish trash, but I was also going through such a euphoric experience the entire time. It was pretty special. This is I could loft praise at this thing all day. I mean, you already know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's just, yeah. These are some guys who know what they want to make and know what people want them to make, and it's a nice ass looking show. It's animated to all hell.
Yeah, the ED is fucking unbelievable. The ED
that's
is
a
one
huge flex. Yeah, absolutely.
It's probably the most impressive ED I've seen in years. Like maybe like probably like 3 or 4 years is the last time I've seen anything that like raised any sort of like that's in the ballpark of that. The whole goddamn thing is like unique scenes animated on like fucking twos, and
just someone walking around.
Godlike. Absolutely godlike. It made me like the show even more when I got to the end, and I'm like, they're pretending like they made a real ED as if this is not just pervert trash. And it's awesome. It's so special.
Yeah. Some of the music was good too. I noticed some of it was like, it started out, I was like, there was some piece of music that wasn't good, and then in the middle there was something that was good, and I was like, all right, neat. I like really the main character is the only one that looks really weird. I like the sister. I like her design a lot. They don't draw her as fucked up and bizarre. Yeah, it's extremely fetishy. It's extremely just filthy. They're just talking about coming.
Yeah, sisters. Or a brother and his sister, I guess.
Yeah.
Which the layers to this is amazing. It's
I
like
know
baklava.
they've really this is a matryoshka doll of perversion.
It's folded like a Japanese sword the thousand times as we've got. It's like not only is he's a dude in a girl's body, but he's interacting with his sister, and his sister is fondling. It's like I didn't even. The more I think about it, the magnitude of it just strikes me. Just how complex and varied this is. This anime contains magnitudes.
I was thinking, what about a plot twist where she was never actually a boy, and the potion, what it actually did was rewrite her memories because her sister's trying to get her self-esteem back up because maybe she didn't have a good own self-image. So she just kind of made her think she just became a girl to reset her. Huh?
It's possible.
That would make it less weird, which means they're not.
We need to see more characters. We need to see more characters.
I know the next character is like a Gyaru with absurd tits.
Oh, I'm into that. Okay, sign me up. Is that the next episode? I'm gonna watch this. By the way, I'm gonna watch this whole thing.
Yeah, sure.
I have to. I tapped out on the interspecies. What is it? Interspecies reviewers.
Yeah.
I tapped out on that after a few episodes, but I will watch this. And there's another show this season I'm compelled to watch as well. Yeah, just I could go on forever. I already have.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. I keep thinking about like it has a dark. This would be complete torture. It would probably just like completely ruin someone's mind. I know because I've seen it. I've seen it happen. But it probably would just be jokes.
And that's the great thing about art, man, is that you're able to take these torturous, real human experiences of ours and convert them into something for entertainment, something that you could jerk off to. Convert them
into gooning.
Yeah, it's like you can take the worst.
Show is a gooning engine.
Yeah. So I have played 3 mana, and I'm going to play the card Gooning Engine. And Gooning Engine allows me to get my dick out at this game store, and it's actually within the rules. So you cannot stop me from pulling my penis out and pounding my pud, as it were. And don't try to. This is an uncounterable spell, so do not try to cancel it.
I know what song we're going out on.
I played Magic the Gathering online with a friend of a friend. He's like a friend that I've made kind of recently. He's like, yeah, I play Magic. I play Magic online with one of my friends from Ohio. And do you want to play with us? I'm like, yeah, sure. And I have played up until this point 6 games of Magic the Gathering.
Nice. Man.
And the guy completely underestimated me, and I fucking absolutely destroyed both of them. I fucking gang fucked these two with in like instant win combo on turn 6. It was the best shit ever. Moving on.
Yeah, the show, like, it's cool because like it looks really good in motion, but then when like you can tell like when you try to just like show a single frame, like they all individually they all look kind of weird, so you kind of have to see, you have to actually watch it. It's amazing like how subtly fucked up they draw her, because like you could never point it out because you'd sound insane, but they add these tiny little touches to signify that she's like a dude, but it's like it's somewhere buried in your brain, but you can't really put your finger on it. Anyways,
a wide shot of a flashback of her sister, his sister, I guess. His sister at a track event. It's the perviest shot ever. Like, I think you could quantify it exactly and identify the fact that it's the perviest shot ever captured in an anime ever. It is 8 girls with all of them have fucking camel toes. Every single girl in the entire shot, no matter how far back they are in the frame, has a fucking camel toe on them. I had to pause and look at it because every single one of them has one drawn. and I just it's those little details that make it extra special.
Where was that? I want to see that. I forgot it. It's so dense.
Let me get a look.
Oh, is it the one where they're all running and they're all finishing? No,
It's like it's during the they're being like they're receiving their award or whatever. It's like first place, second place, third place, and there's people in the background watching.
Oh, like here, I guess. This one.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, like that, like in there, like they got it drawn on. Let's see, one.
Everybody has
two.
tan lines.
Yep, it's they didn't miss it. I didn't even realize the fucking tan lines. Yeah, they're so subtle for some of the girls. Which girl is just wearing fucking like an underwear looking type thing to a track event? That's not happening, but it happens in the show. This girl's just got her belly out. She's wearing like what looks like fucking swim trunks. This is the one in the back have like abs drawn on.
Yeah, I think so.
They don't miss a trick, man. They just don't.
Everyone's got to have. Yeah, they just add something to everyone they draw.
There's a girl in the back left who's opening up her shirt to let air in. Like it's like everybody must be perverted.
Yeah. You can't just have teachers. There has to be like an office lady, in the front.
I didn't even realize. Yeah, let's see. The one in the back right looks like she's got like the colored in knees that
she's
some
gotta
girls
pee.
have.
That's another have to pee girl.
Oh, she got to pee. Yeah, actually, every girl in the frame has to pee. Is the.
Okay,
I like the one who's standing confidently with her hands on her hips. See, like I noticed that background girl, which means that they succeeded.
I like her hair.
We do have to move on. I could go. We've
already
already gone too long.
Yeah. I'll watch Revenger next time and talk about it.
Okay.
But Spy Kyoushitsu, which
Yes.
I think you did watch, yeah.
I watched it.
Spy Classroom, not to be confused with Assassination Classroom, not to be confused with Release the Spice, or let's see here.
Release the Spice.
Not to be confused with...
Spice with a Y.
Of course. Because it's Spy. Not to be confused with Spy Family.
No. Even though this is about family, which is important.
Not
Everything's
to be
about family.
confused with Classroom of the Elite. There we go. Spy Classroom. Now,
Yes.
this is a light novel. It's being done by Feel. Look at that eagle. It's a fictional post-World War I, I guess, because they just call it the Great War, not World War II. So maybe World War II didn't happen. But it's basically like Cold War because it's spies. And immediately off the bat, this show really wants to let you know that it doesn't know what spies are or what they do.
They got them running around.
It explains what a spy is, and then it introduces you to a bunch of girls breaking into a place with guns and beating guys up, which I feel like, I mean, maybe a spy as a last resort could do that, but once you're in a team and you are breaking into locations and doing violence on people, you're just black ops. You're not a fucking spy.
well, okay. First of all, have you seen Mission Impossible?
But he does some talking, doesn't he? I don't know. Is he just breaking?
I don't know. In the best one, he does a lot of driving around on motorcycles and punching dudes in the face. So I would say probably. In the best one, he's throwing his sunglasses at the screen and then they explode. So I think this is on brand for spy work. This is above board.
It just annoyed me as every spy themed stuff is always just not really. It's not really spies. I want I want them to be like spraying people with LSD and then like taking photos of them having sex with the hooker. You know?
Yeah, compromising them.
Yeah.
Compromat.
Doing fun planning things. I've become obsessed with the idea of schemes and plans. It's all I think about now is like ways to trick. I want to trick people. I want to do more tricking.
So much so that you can't even just go buy firewood. You have to think. You have to wait. You have
That's not part of the same impulse, I feel, but
you have planned yourself out of buying a fucking stove so you can heat your home. You're like, it's like, well, I have to scheme my way into getting one.
I can't sell out. I have to like do some kind of weird fucking ingenuity shit. Yeah. I can't do things the same way anyone else has done them. I have to do something cool. Yeah. So
you should wear a trench. You're gonna start wearing a trench coat. Everywhere you go, you should have a trench coat and a big hat covering your face. And then it's you could have a little scheme book that you keep in your trench coat, like a little pad that you write stuff down on. You know?
I just keep walking into stores and like
and
like instead of paying for something, I pull the money out of like out from like the guy's own pocket.
It's like you go it's
like
you're walking around a grocery store.
It's like David Blaine Street Magic where I'm like, hey man, you got to pay for that, and I'm like, hey, why don't you play that VHS tape? I was like, what do you mean? That's my home movies. And it's me, paying him for the Snickers bar 10 years ago.
See, you're giving yourself way too much credit. Because for me, you're going around a grocery store and you're sidling up to people who's like, when was the last time you saw rutabaga? And what was it? It's like, it's like if you were to identify the location of the carrot right now, where would it be? And be like, probably in the produce section. You're like, I'll take note of that. And then you just scurry off and go get yourself some carrots.
Like in the 90s, like FMV game, and I'm just collecting clues from the townspeople.
Everything is deep throat. Everything is you are in a parking lot looking for information, but it's trivial things. Like it's like you go into your stepdad and you're like, let's say that somebody needed to sweeten up my mother. What kind of gift would she be looking for? What is she? And it's like you're trying to get information for her birthday.
Yeah. This isn't tricking people. We've gone so far off of no. I just want to do long cons.
And the thing is that I again, you're giving yourself too much credit.
I said I want to. I'm not saying I'm going. I'm not saying I have the skills. I just wish I could.
These are entry level ones that you could work on. These are ones that you could work your way up, where you build the skills interacting to people while you're wearing a huge trench coat and a big hat.
But just beating around the bush is not the same as having elaborate schemes. That has nothing to do. I feel like these are completely disparate concepts.
I'm just trying to work your way up to where you have a dual disc on.
You just want me to be a noir LARPer.
I want you to be Seto Kaiba.
Yeah.
I want you to invest tons of time into building a Blue Eyes deck. And tearing cards in front of people. It's
Wait, that was the other. Wasn't that the little kid who did that?
I believe
goodbye to Exodia.
He throws those into the ocean. They're on the boat.
Oh yeah, no.
Kingdom.
Kaiba ripped a Blue Eyes.
Kaiba rips one of the Blue Eyes. There's only
1.
4 in the world, and Yugi's grandpa won't sell him the Blue Eyes White Dragon card, so he tears it.
Right. Okay, so all these girls, they recruited.
No, who's the idiot? Who's the idiot now?
You didn't remember that first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Slightly faster than I did, so yes, it's pretty good. It's pretty nice. You've seen the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged more times than I have. Congrats.
It's basically the same thing as knowing all the Great Lakes.
Yeah, for sure.
Put that in your Volvo and smoke it. Anyway, the spy bullshit.
Yes, we get recruited into some kind of spy classroom, and they all just sort of hang out and talk in this really boring brown old house for a while. My favorite's this girl with the whatever kind of hat this is called, like the not Irish, I think the this big kind of puffy hat, and she's got like ruffled hair, messy hair.
I don't know what that hat is. That's a hat that only Japanese people have.
It's like a train conductor hat or something.
That's the Persona 3 hat. That doesn't exist anywhere other than Persona 3.
Who has the hat in Persona 3?
Don't the pro tag be having that hat?
I don't think so. Does he wear a hat? I don't think he does.
Wait, hold on. Who Persona? Who's got that hat?
Yeah, I've seen this hat a lot of times. Isn't there? I feel like there's a fighting game character who wears this hat, but I don't know.
That hat.
Yeah, it's not the Irish hat. It's not the Scottish hat. I don't know what the fuck this hat's called. Is it like this one? This is just his baggy hat. Yeah.
Maybe he wears it in another game. Anyway. Yeah. It's a hat that doesn't actually exist.
Unnamed hat. Yeah, it's bothering me too. What other anime characters wear this? But anyways, yeah, there's her. I think all my rest of my screenshots are just of her because nothing really interesting is happening. The other thing that I didn't like is that like they introduced the concept of spying like it would like eliminate the need for traditional war. But if there were just people breaking into your warehouses and killing people, you still probably having an army would still probably doesn't matter. You go to spy house. The leader of the spy house is a guy. He's the best at spying, which means that he can unlock things really fast. Spy just means superhero in this show. It just means superhuman. That's all it is. And he's bad at teaching. So a girl who another show, not really sure who the main character is. I guess it's this girl. She does not act or seem like a main character in any way. Normally when you have a show with like a bunch of girls like this, the main character is usually kind of like the most pure and kind-hearted, but slightly dorky or clumsy one. Like what's her name? What's her name in Strike Witches? Yoshika or whatever. Like her. So, but this is just like I don't know, like a very fashionable lady.
Well, she seems also like very like competent and is like aware of what's going on around her. She doesn't have like the protagonist sort of aloofness.
Yeah, she doesn't really have any protagonist like flaws. She's just sort of she just kind of she doesn't seem she's not a main character type. I don't know.
Yeah, she doesn't I don't know.
Have a conflict, it seems like. Like she's not really bothered about anything. She's just
she's also not really bouncing off of the other girls much. All of the girls have the same motivation, which is that they don't want to die on the suicide mission. So like, why is she the only one doing anything about it?
Oh, by the way, the missions are called impossible missions. Wow, nice, good job, guys.
It's like every other girl is like, I don't want to die on the mission. They don't like hatch up a scheme together. It's just that she goes out on her own as a maverick to take this down. Like, it doesn't. It's strange that we just like abandon all of these girls except for one throughout the entire program.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least they didn't try to like introduce us to every single girl like a lot of these shows do. So maybe they're trying to avoid that character, overload. But yeah, she goes out with Teacher to the town, and then the only piece of like really like spy, like, subterfuge, double crossing twists here we get is like this one scene where it turns out he betrayed her and is trying to kill her. And then, or no, wait, which one happens first? She betrays him, but it turns out he knew she was going to do that, and he actually betrayed her. That's what it was. But then it turns out they're both cool. Yeah, and it's also it's just one of those things where it's like he knew that she was going to use a non-lethal paralysis gas on him somehow, and not just kill him with like a knife or a gun. And also he knew a bunch of other stuff that you really wouldn't be sure about.
The viewer have no chance of being able to understand any of this, and it's not like even like there's no tells, there's no like it just springs it on us. And
Yeah.
you know, the thing is I thought this was all gonna like culminate in him having discovered the way that he's going to teach the girls. Like I thought that was going to be the result of this, is, or maybe it was even her plan all along, that it's like, you're extremely competent as a spy, and you know, but you're not good at articulating it. I'm going to put you in a situation where you need to teach me how to get out of the situation. You know, like, because they're in a
Yeah.
situation where, and he just says, row to the shore as fast as you can, instead of, I'm going to teach you how to pick this lock right now. Because that was what we were dealing with, right? Was like the conflict earlier was that
Oh God,
he
yeah,
threw-
they set that whole thing up, and oh my God,
They don't pay it
realize
off.
I didn't realize how fucking obvious that was. But yeah, that was
it was killing me.
That's
It was
fucking
killing
crazy that they didn't do that. Yeah, that was like, what the?
It's
hell?
it's right there. It's right there in front
It's
of their fucking
right
faces.
there. Oh my God, that is actually crazy that they had that and they just sidestepped it. That's
They
fucking
went
nuts.
around the interesting idea, and like
Not even that interesting. Just sort of like, God, yeah. Now you say that, it's so obvious that that's just how you have to
it doesn't
do
hit.
that.
It doesn't even change the rest of the show, because the thing that's going to be is like, your task is to take me down, but really what it needs to be is, your task is to put me into a situation where I need to teach you these skills. You know, it's like it's like about the multifaceted element of spy. You know, being a spy, where you're working against the, you know, you have to put people in situations where they're giving you information that you need. You know, it's like, but they just didn't do that. It was crazy. I thought I was losing my mind.
That is fucking bonkers. Oh, and also, my favorite part is she has a catchphrase. She has to bloom out of control, baby. Bloom out of control.
Yes. Come on, guys.
Woo!
It's
Yeah.
maybe it's like, what a crazy thing where you have the most obvious. It's literally it's the most obvious Chekhov's gun ever, because she
Yeah.
interacts with the fucking lock. Like, she's locked up. They're in a situation where the lock is the impediment, and they just have her swim like fucking.
Were they worried about him like getting over his character flaw like in the first episode, and they wanted to it has to happen later? That's the only explanation I can think of. But then just don't set that whole thing up where like you're in the perfect situation for him to fix it. You know?
But like, it's like, maybe it's that he doesn't know how to put himself in these situations, and they have to find ways to get him to teach them what they need to know.
Oh, they have to
'Cause
keep
that's like-
entering life or death situations. Yeah.
Why not? But no, it just ends up happening. Is like, you're the leader now, and that's it. And
Yeah, that's
fucking come on,
that's some crazy incompetence.
it's right there.
Yeah,
right
so
there.
he's gonna teach them how to be spies or whatever. So that's pretty bad.
Bad.
How about a show that at least has a great title?
All right, but before we do this, let me go pee.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my pee break.
Okay.
Vamp.
Okay. Speaking of vamps, how many vampire shows are there this season? Wait, Nier Automata's robots. That's not vampires. Okay, I gotta find. Is Trigun doesn't have vampires, does it? No, I don't think it does. I think it has guns. You can have both. No, I don't think anyone's a vamp. I think it's like, I get it mixed up with that vampire show sometimes. What is it called? It doesn't matter. Are there no vampire shows? Well, now I'm Monogatari. Oh no, that's a different Monogatari. How can you just call a story, or how can you call a show Monogatari at this point? That's probably actually, I mean, in a slightly less polite country, that would be actionable. That would be legally actionable. Come on, who's got vampires? How about this one? Is this vampires? I don't see any fangs on these characters. No. Might not be any this season. I don't know. I'll have to make one. We'll have a stream where we'll write our own vampire show. We'll do stuff no one's ever done before. Oh, this one's got demons. Is there a vampire?
Right. I have returned.
Welcome back.
I apologize.
No, it's okay. So yeah, let's talk about TECHNOROID OVERMIND. TECHNOROID OVERMIND!
I play TECHNOROID Overmind
Ah!
in attack mode.
This is, I think, an original show. First one so far, yay.
I have to say, it's pretty goddamn original. It's one of a fucking kind for sure, for better or worse. That's never seen anything like it.
Doga Kobo's B team, I guess. C team. I think this is directed by a female Korean.
Oh my god. Oh no.
You don't know which one I was spitting at. Which one or ones?
Yeah, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I for one I find all women of all ethnicities. I found every woman on the entire planet is beautiful. Actually, every woman who has ever lived since the dawn of man until the end of mankind is beautiful in their own way, and they all need to be cherished. And I don't know what their experiences are like, and I should only wish to someday have half as much dignity as all of these. What the fuck are they called? Biofems, if you will.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Anyway,
this one's about robots.
To be a birthing individual would be
The highest honor, milady.
Yes, if I could only understand the plight of the birthing individual. Anyway,
it gives us this introduction about how there's robots, or androids more specifically, and then it cuts to a boy in a lobby, and a robot announces the cremation is complete, and I was like, what? And I'm just remembering how insane this is. And then we have a collection of annoying boys who live in a large apartment together, multicolored fellas. They live
in a house. They live in a manor home.
Yeah, well, it
is huge.
Yeah,
it's fucking gigantic. It's the future, but the world is underwater.
But they need money to pay their bills.
It's a post-apocalyptic nightmare world.
That too, yes. Yeah, it's weird. They say that like, the oceans rising made the birth rate drop, which I don't know why. And also everything looks like the same, so I don't know what exactly it did.
Everyone's chilling. It's just it's that the world is described as a new paradise, but like everything's underwater. Like I don't. Okay.
Anyways, there's robots helping them. It's weird that there's like a lot of like Roomba, like Homo Robo Sapien robots.
For a little Freudian slip there.
Oh yeah, well there's Robo Sapiens, and then there's Homo Robos. These guys, it's sort of like how, there's like Goofy and then there's Pluto. They're just hanging out together. So you got like there's one that punches, there's one that is nerdy, and they have it's like Charlie's Angels. They have a lady they report to who's like a hologram lady, but they need money, so they go to the Tower of Babel, which we've rebuilt, which is a good idea, I think. And not only did they rebuild the Tower of Babel, but they're holding idol competitions in it. The people who compete in the idol competitions are called climbers. It's a little backhanded. And they try to do an idol performance, and they all just start like kind of spasming and freaking out. On one guy's breakdancing, and I thought the crowd would like it, but they didn't like it. I don't know. So that doesn't work. And then they meet an orphan who's this kid from earlier who reminisces about eating ice cream with his very creepy mustachioed foster care father. And at one point I realized that we were like 19 minutes into the show, and I was like, what is this about? Hello? Hello, robot show.
Please-
Can you please
please-
tell me the plot, please, mister?
Please help me understand.
My brain is too stupid. I got turned into a little girl. Please tell me the plot of the show.
I don't remember Wake Ontario or Day Superior.
What does Volvo mean?
No, I'm with you. And then when they opened their mouths and started saying in unison, I understood exactly. It became fucking crystal clear exactly.
No,
what
it
the show
didn't.
was.
What the fuck are you talking
No,
about? That was
it
the
all-
most
you know.
confusing part.
It all came into focus.
It's like okay, that was one thing. Like for some reason, the need to help this young, overheating, previously orphaned, but now re-orphaned orphan causes their programming to sync up and makes them be able to sing. Okay, sure, makes perfect sense. Also, there's this thing of like the Rubik's Cube, which is like his last message from his father, and it's like it's clearly like two pieces that you just push together, and then one guy pushes it together, and he's like, what? Like he couldn't figure out how to open the fucking thing, and so then he like I don't know how they even helped his problem. He just kind of remembers his dead dad, and then he rides away on a boat. This show might be amazing. I think this might be awesome. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Did you watch the preview for the second episode?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Holy shit. All right, okay. So the preview for the second episode. So what my understanding of the premise is that the boys, the robot boys, need to help people in order to unlock their potential to climb up the Tower of Babel. And now the second episode seems to, based on the preview, be a situation where like the cities...
was this a preview? Because I mean we haven't even talked about the craziest part of the episode yet, where the stakes get just risen to completely out of left field levels.
Okay, cover that first.
Where they I don't even remember how this transitions into the scene, but they find like a drunk guy.
That is the preview for the next episode.
There's no like music. It just seems like part of this episode, like a cliffhanger.
People are being fucking killed by robots.
it's like we're doing like an episodic, like every episode you help someone and that helps you in your journey thing, and then it's just like a guy gets dropped into lava by fucking Wally.
It's not even like,
and it pans up to him, and he has the funniest evil face I've ever seen him. He has weird gay guy hands.
I hope that all of our robot guys go on murderous rampages. I hope that all these guys.
Look at this fucking. It's like you think one thing's happening. You're like, what's this? And then a fucking body drops from the ceiling into a molten metal pit, and it's like, whoa.
Next episode.
Holy shit.
On the next episode,
it would be like to the next. It would just be like if the Hardy Boys just like were like trying to solve a little caper, and then a fucking dude just falls out of nowhere.
The next episode, to climb to the next level of the Tower of Babel, they have to assassinate the Prime Minister. It's like you have to blend women into paste in order to advance the next level.
You must choose one member of your group to be pulverized.
Very perplexing program. Yes.
That was a fucking trip.
This is a show where they got a guy that looks like a lady and is voiced by a lady.
Yeah, he wears like tights.
This is a switched opposite sort of situation where you look at it and like that's a lady, but it's actually a guy.
Whoa.
So anyway,
speaking of which,
yes.
Last show of the night, Tomo-chan wa Onnanoko.
A very gender bendy episode.
Something's going on. I think we're gonna have to rein this in.
It wasn't just me, huh? It was really the season was very losing track.
I think there's gonna be too much more. We got it's gonna be like isekais, and just like girl friendship shows. Yeah, nice.
So
Card
this is
shows. This is a 4
this
coma.
this is the horniest I've been about an anime in about 10 years.
You like this
This
one?
is
You did put unzips dick in the notes of our.
I also put I want to fuck her, I want to fuck her, I want to fuck her, I want to fuck her until
I didn't see all the.
overflowed.
Oh no! You just you put a schizo.
You should really open that cell on our spreadsheet because
Is that
I think
one
you'll get
cell?
as one cell with
Oh boy!
I reached
Yeah,
I reached the limit. I reached the limit of I am incapable of discerning the quality of this program at all. So I will let you go and I will not interrupt you until you are done because I can't logically process this as I normally would. I in the way that Onii-chan wa Oshimai is for one audience. This is mine. This is the one for me.
This is your goon bomb. This is your. They roped you in.
This is the other show I will finish this season, and this tickles every single one of my funny bones. And go ahead, please.
Yes, Tomo-chan wa Onnanoko. Tomo-chan is a girl. 4 coma Le Deuce, one of our favorite studio names. This was a flavor of the month manga a couple years ago that's getting adapted for some reason way past its peak of popularity. I think it ended like a while ago, which is cool that it did. I believe it does have an ending. It wasn't just canceled. I think there is progress and there is a conclusion to this story. So they might just be adapting the whole thing, which would be actually pretty sick. Did the manga end? It says it did. Yeah. Yeah, it ended in 2019. I don't know why they're adapting it now. Man, did it end that long ago? That's crazy. Yeah. So, yes, rom-com, gender confused jokes. Rie Takahashi, and yet another one of these types of shows. She's Takagi-san, and she's now this girl. She has good range, though. It doesn't even sound like her because she's doing a gruff tomboy voice. Tomo-chan is a tomboy. And she's buds with a dude who thinks, I don't even remember if he knows or if he's pretending not to know, but he acts like he doesn't know. And that is where the funny comes from. So there's other people getting confused about it. So he confuses her for a guy, supposedly, although it's kind of an implication that he might not actually be and just wants to be friends. And then she does karate with a dude who then he mistakes for a girl. But the boy's so confused. Please, Lord, pray. Please pray for the soul of this boy. His soul is in turmoil. He doesn't know what's going on. And then there's a couple of bully girls that try to bully Tomo because she's hanging out with this guy at karate. But then they end up just liking her instead, even though they're also girls. So there's a whole bunch of... It's a Shakespearean cornucopia of funny social confusion. And there's a lot of punching. There's a lot of punching and karate. Yeah, she has a bitchy friend who basically is... She doesn't like the main boy, so she's trying to... I think she's trying to make it worse, maybe, or maybe just in the short term. Yeah, it's cute. I mean, I like her enough. It seems like you kind of... There's a bit more, but... This
is by far... I mean,
this might be... I mean, it's like there's not a lot visual... I mean, it's, this is very much not a, it's not drawn super...
She's not even a great design. She's not even like a particularly
yeah, I think this is all
well-designed character.
I think this is all conceptual to you. You're getting high off just the idea of this girl existing.
This is just, and that was what was going through my head the entire time. Is I'm like, no, like I genuinely don't know if any other romance anime ever has resonated with me on a spiritual level the way that this has. This is like so appealing to everything that I enjoy. The fact that the girl is like so deeply a tomboy that even girls are falling for her as if she was a boy is like every frame of this was perfect. I can't criticize a second of the show. It was a spiritual religious experience for me.
What'd you think of her mom here? I like her mom a lot.
Dude, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even know what you're talking about. The fact that she couldn't even go to the girls' karate club because she was beating way too much ass. The fact that
she's like she's like that soccer player lady who was like pulling ponytails and fucking like chopping people's necks, chopping people's throats.
The fact that she goes back to her dad. And then her dad asks if she won the fight against this dude, and she didn't win, but there's an expectation that she would. I mean, we're like this is I can't. I don't even have the words. I thought
it'd be funny if her dad also thought she was a boy, like everyone does, like her parents do. Well,
he seems to have expectations as if she is. You know, it's like the Aikawa family is like this is the style of our family, and you're going to carry on this. It's fuck. I've never wanted
that type of dad.
I've never wanted to be inside of a romance anime the way that I want to be inside of this. To be a guy who goes over to this girl's house and the mom is fucking smoking hot, and the dad is that dad. Exact guy, and the fact that it tickles every single one of my particular. I love quirky family dynamics of girls. You know.
Oh yeah, those are always great.
Like, I mean, obviously this is not a direct analog, but like, you know, Karikano is one where you have a very like that's
always the one I think of too. That's one of the best. Like big family. Hanging out like sequences, scenes.
They got the most offbeat family dynamics, you know, and this is a flavor that I'm really enjoying, and like the fact that her mind immediately goes to they're going to have a fight when she gets called out by two girls that are like half her size. She would destroy. She would kill them if they got into a fight. But that's where her head goes because I've never lusted after a character like this ever. Period. It like I will be watching the next episode of this before I go to bed tonight. Like I have to. Like I need to see it. I gotta watch it through its conclusion. I can't do it. Anyway.
They strike a good balance of they don't go like well maybe they go hard in both directions, but they don't like go too heavily on either side of she is they do stick to keeping her an actual tomboy instead of just like doing the thing where they establish that she's a tomboy and they just kind of forget about it. But so she does, you know, she does a lot of fighting, kicking, but she is very girly. She's embarrassed by everything.
God, so perfect. The fact that the fact where she's like, oh my God, a guy recognized me as being a girl. One of the hottest things I've ever seen on screen.
I get what you mean. Yeah.
I can't. I was like, I just deleted all the dating apps off my phone because of a pretty disastrous experience that I just had. I immediately started going on. I'm like, okay, dating apps. Which ones haven't I used yet? Because I need to. I'm like, I'm thinking about putting on my dating apps. Like, I'm looking for girls who are only over 5'9". It's like,
that'll work.
It might.
You could.
Stranger things have worked, man. Because it's like I only want a girl that's 5'10". I am looking for a girl that when I was in my head during this is I'm like right now I want to be dating a girl who I have the ability to like wrestle with, and it's fair. It's like I want a girl that I can fucking like beat up on. You know, it's like we're fucking like dude, like we're fucking broing down.
You want to horse
It's
around.
Like, it's exactly right. I want to fucking engage with. Yeah, I want to.
You want to be sitting cross-legged playing Super Nintendo on the floor, and then when one of you beats the other, you start fucking rolling around.
Hey, don't put these fucking visions in my head, you man.
Ethan, I'm going to tell you something.
Devious.
I believe something like that happens in this show.
God.
You're going to start hearing crashing noises from the other end.
I'm going to throw something.
Yeah.
I literally just gripped my chair with the intention of throwing it. I'm about to get addicted.
You throw your chair with yourself sitting in it across the room somehow.
When a girl turns you on so much, you throw yourself. It's
You haven't been so horny you throw yourself. Just a black stand-up comedian doing that, and the whole audience is like, "Whoa!" And you're sitting there like, "What the fuck?"
Yo, they have a chair. They have a chair on the stage as a prop. You know, they got that chair that they sit on. And it's like it'd be like, you know, you'd be like, "Oh God!"
And he just hovers away in the chair somehow, and you're like, "What? How did he do that?"
It's like, yeah, well, a Jacobian like you can never understand the chair throw, but I'm hurt. I'm hurting inside because depression. This is
you got like Avatar depression where you want to be in.
I might
want to be in there. You're mad.
I might
there.
I might have that. I might have the fact that it's I had broadened my horizons to such a wide degree. Like as it, you know, I'm older than I was. And as I'm getting older, I'm kind of more open to different types of people. And for a brief moment, I honed in on exactly what I'm looking for. And to face that and recognize it's like this probably never existed is a horrible and terrifying thing. I feel my world shrinking as I'm watching this because I'm like. It's like, oh my God, I'm no longer just an underachieving young man. I'm officially entering the age of my life where I am, the world has passed me by, and I might never find my beautiful 5'11" tomboy GF.
You went up an inch. You just raised it right now. You're still raising your standards.
I was really like, I was thinking.
Lesson.
I mean, look, let's be real. I was thinking 6 foot. So I mean, I just see that was the old me.
Yeah,
I was saying,
you broaden your horizons.
Yeah, I'm willing to go down to 5'10".
Nice, yeah.
That's my dating problem. Looking for 6 foot, willing to go down to 5'10".
We did this at one point, like what percentage of women? Although you were looking
for
specifically a 5'10" Okinawan. There was some other stipulation that was crazy.
Yeah, I think we determined there might be like 30 of them.
I thought we determined there was like a 1 in 30 chance there was even one on the earth.
Let's see.
Women over 5'10". What?
Population of Okinawa is 140,000. We'll say.
Oh, I wait. I can't read this chart. I don't know how to read this. Cumulative percent distribution of population. Females 5'10", 98. Oh, 98.3. So that means 1.7%.
Okay. Okay.
Oh wait, no, 90. Yeah. Oh, but how does it go up as they get older? 18 to 24, 98.3%. 25 to 34, 99.7. Do they shrink? Do girls shrink in their 20s? Do they die if they're tall?
Well, no. Maybe it is a thing where people of a certain age are generally taller because of like nutritional shit going on. I don't know.
No, they're shorter. Taller ones are shorter. According to this.
The older ones are shorter?
Am I reading this totally wrong? Yeah, because I assume if it's 98.3 at 5'10", that means 98.3% of women are below that height, right?
Yes.
So then when you get older, it's 99.5. So more women become below that.
Of what age?
25 to 34. So
Again, it's possible that it's a thing where like where like nutrition has resulted in people being taller. Maybe this is the global population.
Doesn't say. U.S. Census. U.S.
Census. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you're saying like younger people just be taller because they're getting a lot of calories.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah, because
vitamins.
it's like people used to be short as fuck. You know, like when you go to Europe, everything's tiny because they like everything's old as hell, and people were like 5'6", and then like that kind of shit. I don't know if that would happen over that span of time, but anyway, I want the big fucking girl. I want the big girl. I want the big girl that I can fight with.
I also I just like I like the two main characters. I like how they're both stupid. I like how stupid they're both lovably stupid. They're both airheads.
Well, fucking if I'm a dumb guy, then I have to look for
I guess it's the perfect show for me then.
Yeah, I'm just dumb enough to enjoy it, I guess. I can imagine myself being so fucking stupid. I don't have to imagine. It's true. That's what I am. Anyway.
Anyways.
That's the shtick. That was the entire episode. That's all I had.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm happy for the Gooners, and I'm happy for you. You won this episode. You found your Oshi, your calling.
It really doesn't happen often where I win an episode.
Congrats, you earned it, buddy.
Not that it's like never happened, but I'd say like probably like maybe 1 out of every 4 I'll win. But this is probably the biggest win I've had in a while.
This is a big one.
This was because I got to enjoy the show that you enjoyed in Onii-chan. And then I obviously had my favorite show in years. So like that's just come on. And I'm sure I'll get fucking skunked on the next one. And there'll be nothing of any level of enjoyment for me.
Oh yeah, it was nice while it lasted.
But
and the rest of the season is gonna be, I'm guessing, a little rough.
There's a show called Buddy Daddies.
I heard that one's good, but it does have one of the worst titles maybe ever. All they had to do was switch it. I feel like Daddy Buddies would have been fine. Buddy Daddies is insane.
Yeah, there's something that makes it more unhinged when you flip it, for sure. They got the new Trigun 3D show.
Yep, heard that's bad.
Of course it is.
Try to watch the original, the first episode of the original.
You saying you have tried to, or you will try to?
I will try.
I'll watch the first episode of Trigun too.
Mm-hmm.
I have never watched a second of it. It's like what the hell is the other Starship show from the
Outlaw
late
Star?
90s? Outlaw Star. It's like I've never watched Outlaw Star. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it.
Okay. Yeah.
Never seen it. It's like classic that I've just never interacted with at all.
Yeah, I bet they haven't aged great, but I want to watch them at some point. I bet Trigun is probably, it's probably more like visually iconic than it is actually like a great show. I don't know. That would be my expectation.
Watch them all someday. I got a lot of life left, and I'm never gonna find my 5'11" goddess. So.
It's not like I'm surveying any lakes anytime soon.
The only thing I'm surveying is the top card of my deck, and by surveying the top card of my deck, I do 1 direct damage to you. So that's how far I am from pussy right now. Is that I'm playing Magic the Gathering? It's
excellent stuff.
As far as you can go. What else we got going on? Unite Up. What is this? This is bullshit. No game Mono-tachi.
I was talking earlier when you were peeing. I feel like you can't just call a show Monogatari at this point. I feel like that's kind of bullshit.
It's a little ruined for sure. I mean, I hear Gatari or Katari, and I'm like, okay, it's one of them, right? And it's not. Even
right.
What's funny is Katana Gatari, where it's like, it's not.
That was even written by the Monogatari guy.
Right, exactly, but it's not the same shit. and it always trips me up. Where I'm like, hey,
Right.
are those 45-minute long episodes?
Yes, 40 or something like that. A double length. It's 10 double length episodes.
Maybe we watch that at some point.
Yeah, I think that's on our list.
Well, I'm sorry. We're supposed to watch stuff from 2013. So.
The 10-year anniversary. I haven't seen anyone talk about the Nier Automata show.
I have retained. I know nothing about Nier of any sort, so I'm interested to see what that's about because I know people like that shit. I just don't know.
Yeah, I just don't want to play that game. I'll probably, even if the show's good, I probably won't watch it because I just want to play the game.
A show called High Card.
I believe that's gambling. Is that poker show?
I see people holding guns.
No, maybe it's
here are some of the names from characters in High Card: Chris Redgrave,
nice.
Finn Oldman,
but okay, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Wendy Sato, which is a normal name. Vijay Kumar Singh.
Mo Ippon, after one last tournament and an embarrassing loss in the final round, Michi decides to call it quits in the sport of judo. I'm sorry, more martial arts girls? Okay, hello. I might be winning. Might not win the second part of this episode, but I think I might be winning the third part.
Those are some funky character designs.
They got a little bit of fetal alcohol syndrome going on for sure. But
yeah, I don't know about that one.
But I'm not afraid of some derpy hoes.
They are there, some round ladies.
Mononogatari.
Oh, is it Monono? Oh, that's why. That is hard to see. I really thought it was Monogatari.
Did my
just totally missed that. Mononogatari.
Benevolent spirits.
Look at
that. All right. Well, we're gonna watch the rest of these shits and get back to y'all on what we think. So.
Yep. Thanks for joining us. Take care, everyone. There's motion at my front door. Gotta go.
If you need me, I'll be watching shows with big girls.
You gotta keep your deck crispy. Keep it nice.
The dork ending once had 18 cards in my hand, all muds, and I didn't seem to need a mud card to win. Hadn't tapped a mud yet, then the other kid grinned. See, he'd just drawn a battalion of rolling explosions, plus the card that made me frozen. Those and the roll of a 20 die did it. My last hit point had already got hit. My last instant had already got acquitted. Got called twice and it turned him witted. It didn't swell up my ego much. I played Hassle the dork ending once. Game up and you won't know which mode of the turn phase we're in and when to go, how to lay down cards and at what angle. I'ma have artifacts like Enchanted Kangle, Mike of Spurious Rhyme Busting, creatures like MC Chris on Robitussin, or MC Hawkin who tramples for ample damage. Rules will be written in C++ and Spanish. Hit counters will increment only. Winner of the hand is the man who's the most lonely, cause everyone quit mumbling about futility and shit.